Hey, what is up everybody? I'm Jaden and this is my second video on my entrepreneurship and dropshipping channel. If you're new here and you didn't watch the last video, hit that subscribe button and maybe go watch the other video because there's a lot of value in that. Anyway, let's get started with this video, and that is what I wish I would have known when I started dropshipping and what I could tell myself before 7-8 months ago when I first started with what I know now. So let's hop right into this. I've written some notes for you guys so we can utilize the best information possible. So the first thing I'm going to be starting off with is 3 different products, 3 different stores. So let's say, I have, let's do 3 trendy things. I talked about in the last video. Dexter is trending. Bob's Burgers is trending. Fortnite is trending. So let's say, I post on an Instagram ad. I'm going to talk about, we'll talk about Facebook ads actually first. So I post Bob's Burgers, Dexter Season 9, and Fortnite products. Then I'm going to have a way bigger conversion rate in the long run because I'm not testing 1 product, I'm not testing 2, I'm testing 3 trendy products. I'm going to find out what sells. If Fortnite and Dexter don't work, but Bob's Burgers works, then I found my winner. I could take the losers away and scale my winners, which will end up being so much more profitable for me in the long run. When I first started this, I thought, okay, let's go so hard in the women's fitness niche and let's work so hard to sell women's fitness products, which it doesn't work like that, guys. You can work so hard, but you might just have the wrong products. You might not know enough about it, which is another thing I think you should do is pick a product you know something about. Pick a product you're passionate about, or pick 3 products you're passionate about. You can be passionate about filmmaking, video games, and sneakers, and which are 3 things I'm passionate about. So you can, do those 3 things you really like. Anyway, let's get into the second thing, and that is my recommendation is don't try Facebook ads when you first start if you don't know much about it. You're going to end up just wasting, if you're doing $5 a day budgets, which isn't much to waste, but it's like you're just going to waste money if you don't know how to do the right targeting, which I'll talk about in the future, how to do the targeting fully and how to actually get conversions on Facebook. Although it also comes down to the pixel and what kind of pixel data you're getting. I'd rather use my pixel. So I'll do this one general audience, and then once I have my pixel data, I'll use that for custom audiences so I could actually get way more conversions because it's people that actually like your stuff. So I could go people that added to cart or people that converted on my website. I could use the pixel data from that and only target those kind of people, which will end up being way more profitable in the long run. So that's one thing I actually did want to touch on is pixel data. So important, guys. Utilize that because not enough people really do. Not enough people even put the pixel code on their website. It's just those extra steps, guys. That extra effort is going to get you so much further in the long run. Another thing I wanted to touch on is influencers. And I talked about influencers in my last video a little, but this I'm going to tell you kind of a secret that I think nobody really knows right now, which everybody's promoting this one thing, Instagram influencers. Guys, YouTube has influencers, Facebook has influencers, Pinterest has influencers. All these different social media that you may think are useless are going to do just as good, maybe worse, but probably better. In my opinion, I've used YouTube influencers and it's done so much better. My sales were skyrocketing when I use YouTube influencers. So let me give you an example of how I can do that. Let's say, so Bob's Burgers, I talked about that. Let's say we're selling a Bob's Burgers t-shirt. We have somebody that reviews episodes of Adult Swim shows or something, or a channel about, Family Guy or something, relative, and I go to them and I say, hey, I have these t-shirts, I can send you a few, or I can pay you straight up and we can actually just do a promotion on your channel. So then they're going to promote their product. If these people are averaging good views and have like above 1 million subscribers, which it can be pretty hard to get in contact with those people, but if you keep pursuing it and you keep, just keep going and just keep contacting people, eventually you will have somebody that wants to take you up on your offer or will think it's cool, will want to be nice to you. Sorry, my computer went off. I like the lighting I have from that. So anyway, yeah, so YouTube influencers right now are kind of my favorite. I've been utilizing those for products. Merchandise is really well on those. So like, let's say there's a channel. I feel like that Bob's Burgers example is pretty bad. That doesn't really convert to YouTube. So let's say, okay, iPhone cases. If there's this channel where this person is reviewing iPhones and then you bring this awesome iPhone case and their audience is these people that just bought the iPhone 8 or whatever, or the iPhone X, then you can take this iPhone X case that's really cool, bring it to this channel, he's going to review it. there's going to be so many more people in that audience. And if these people are actually watching their whole videos, and instead of just like on Instagram, people that are following somebody, they may just look at their pictures. They're not really engaged. But with YouTube, you're more like socially and like emotionally attached to these people. I have YouTubers that I like to watch every day, every other day, you know. I'm attached to them in a way. So if they tell me something, I'm going to believe it. So if there's this person saying, you know, buy this product, it's really cool, it appeals to you, and you already watch the videos and engage, you're going to be 10 times more likely to buy it. And that's actually how I kind of think about it with the psychological standpoint of influencers and which ones I should be targeting. The ones that are more engaged is just what I think is going to work better. Anyway, let's move on into the next thing. I start going a little too deep into that, start taking up too much time. Anyway, I think creating a branding around products is so important. And what I mean by that is, like, if you have a Facebook page and you're selling your, let's say you're selling women's fashion on there. So you're selling like strapless bras. That's something I sold before, actually. So let's say you have a strapless bra page on Facebook. You know, you should be promoting it and building a personal branding around that. So have an Instagram, have a Facebook, maybe have a YouTube even, if you can convert that. If you buy the products and you actually can do reviews on them on a YouTube channel, then link these people over. You know, you're going to build bridges with a personal branding. And this is something that I literally have been thinking so much lately about personal branding, is that, so, you know, you build this Facebook, you have so many people looking at the Facebook. You build an Instagram, you have so many people looking at the Instagram. You build this YouTube, you have so many people looking at the YouTube. It's just so many different methods that it's going to convert so much better, 3 times better in the long run if you're doing YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, because it's 3 different branding pages that, you know, there's people on Facebook that aren't on Instagram, and there's people on YouTube that aren't on Facebook, and you know, it goes on from there, and you're just going to be building this way bigger traffic source. It's just going to be way better for you in the long run. And I know Shopify gurus do this. They have Instagrams, they have Facebook pages for their courses and their personal branding. It's really smart, guys. They're not doing it for no reason. Copy the greats. That's one thing I like to say. Copy the greats. They know what they're doing. Anyway, let's move on a little bit. This is something I really recommend, and this gets into professionalism, and it's buy your products. If you're selling, you know, this Bob's Burgers hoodie, why don't you buy it, take some really, really nice photos with it, so you're not just using the stock AliExpress photos, make like the same themed photos for all the products on your website. It's going to look 10 times better, guys. If you can build your website with some really nice photography, you just use the right fonts and everything, it's going to look so nice, guys. If you just take that extra time, you know, spend the $10 on AliExpress, you know, you might have to wait 20 days, which does suck. But in the meantime, market other stuff, always have more going. And then once you get it, take some awesome photos out in nature or whatever and get really cool photos to put on your website. I think that's a really great idea. That's something I've done, and it's brought me huge conversion rates versus, you know, just using the AliExpress ones. So let's move on. I always get so sucked into these topics and like to keep talking about it. But, you know, there's more to talk about. Anyway, so the last thing I want to talk about is, you know, Instagram influencers are talked about a lot. And if I could go back and tell myself this, don't really use Instagram influencers all the time. Like I said, the YouTube ones are a lot more helpful. I just want to touch on that again because I have a little more to say about that. And that is this. When you contact an Instagram influencer, they're taking promotions all the time. If you can move it to a different platform like YouTube, these YouTubers aren't doing those same kind of promotions all the time. It's going to be a little newer to them. You might be able to even get a better price. But Instagram, it's getting common now. Everybody tells you that. Do Instagram promotions, do Instagram, you know, shout outs, story posts and all that. And it's as good as it can be. It's just getting saturated, guys. And there's a lot more people doing it now than there was even 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months ago. So what I would say is just go to a new platform. Find a Pinterest influencer for whatever you want to do, you know? There is influencers out there, guys. There's other social media out there. There's Twitter. There's, you know, Tumblr. There's all this other stuff that you could be utilizing. Just make sure you're utilizing all of it. Anyway, that's the video. If you guys found any golden nuggets or value, I like to call them golden nuggets because that's you know what I've heard Ty Lopez and them call that in the past when I was watching them. Anyway, if you guys found any value in this video, hit that subscribe button. If you aren't new, just keep watching the videos, guys. We're grinding. We're here to bring you value. We're here to bring you cool information. Anyway, have a great